Today I'm going to share something very special with you. In one of our travels last year, Jill and I went and spent some time up in the Umbrian province of Italy, in a little town called Pettino, with the family there, and the two cousins, Luca and Alessandro, taught us a very special way to do an Italian sausage and bread dish. And I'm going to share that with you. It's very simple, very straightforward, and this is what we do. So we've got a very basic pork sausage and bread. Now, you can use any bread that you'd like. There's very many different types of bread available to try with this dish. Ciabata is one of the breads that I recommend. We've tried it many times, we've really enjoyed it. It works well with it, but you can use whatever's at your disposal. And when I show you the cooking method for this, you'll be able to judge what bread would work for you in your circumstances with this recipe. So ciabata bread, sliced not too thin. If you have it thinner, no problem. Just watch it when you toast the back of it. So basically straightforward. Ciabata bread, you take pork sausage, raw as it is, and you squeeze that raw sausage mince straight onto the bread. Then you've got to make sure that you push this and work this sausage into the bread nicely so it sticks properly, like that. The secret with this is to make sure that you've got no exposed edges on this bread when you put it onto the fire, because that on the fire, hot fire, is going to burn. And simply because you also cook the meat side slightly longer than the toast side, which I'll show you as we proceed with the cooking of this. So take your time doing this, because this is the important stage of preparing this. It's very simple to prepare, but to make sure that you don't have any exposed sections of bread is the important stage of the prep in doing this. And once you've done that and squeezed it on, that's perfect. You can add a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of chili spice, whatever you'd like, and then we're going to take it and toast it directly on a charcoal fire. So our fire is getting ready. We've got some charcoal burning, we've got the grid ready waiting. We're just settling everything in, and then we will show you how to do this awesome recipe. So there's my sausage and bread prepared. I've added a little bit of white pepper, a little bit of cumin and dried coriander spice, just to give it a little bit extra flavor. Like I say, you can add whatever you'd like, a little bit of chili, whatever. Depends on what sausage you use. This sausage is well spiced, so it's nice and salty, so it's perfect. And then you can just add a little bit of spice for your own taste buds. And it's as simple as that. And now I'll show you the cooking method. Right, for this exercise, this is what we need. So you basically need an open charcoal fire, and we need a sandwich type braai grid, one of these that can fold in so that you can put the sandwiches in. I'll show you how we do that. Into this, you fold them so you can flip them very easy in a nice hot fire. So I'm now going to proceed to put everything together and show you how to cook this. So as you can see, I've got the braai on the second setting, so it's not squeezing the bread too tight. You need to hold it firm, but it mustn't be on the lowest setting so that you squeeze all the meat off. So on the second setting, it's pretty relaxed inside here. I'm now going to proceed to cook this. I've got the braai grid on the lowest setting, about that far from the fire. You need a pretty hot fire, and we put the sausage side down first. So basically, let me just flip this over and I'll show you. We basically want to start cooking the sausage, and that's all covered up by the bread, so we just stick that on like that. So while it's cooking, you'll notice that there's quite a bit of smoke, and that's nothing to be alarmed about, because it's so close to the fire, the fattiness from the pork sausage dripping on the fire. I'm going to take this and just flip it back over and show you it's actually cooking pretty nicely like that. Nothing's burning, so don't be alarmed. Check it every now and then, but don't worry about it if it smokes a little bit, because that's the fattiness from the good pork sausage dripping on the fire. So once you've crisped the meat a little bit on the hot side of the fire, close to the fire, you can then lift the braai grid up a notch and let the meat just cook gently before you toast the backside of the bread. I would recommend cooking this for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can obviously keep an eye on it and see how well it's cooking and crisping up, and cook that meat side down on the hot fire before you toast the bread, which we'll show you after this, the next step. So basically The meat's been drying for about 10 minutes or so. We can have a look. That looks absolutely fantastic. That looks fantastic. So I'm now going to turn it over and I'm going to toast the back side of the bread. You've got to watch that because it will burn quickly. So I leave it on the same medium setting, hot coals, and you're just going to toast the back of the bread. You've got to watch the toast side of the bread because it will toast pretty quickly. So you've got to check it, otherwise you'll burn it. That's the secret of this whole thing, is you've got to check the toast side and then crisp the meat side afterwards. But it's looking very, very good. So that's about as toasted as you'd like the back of the bread. Unless you want to burn it a little bit, it's up to you, but I prefer it nice golden brown like that. I'm now just crisping the meat side, and then we'll take it off and we'll serve it with a nice salad. I'll show you once we've dished it up. So there you go, there's the Italian sausage on ciabata toasted on the fire, and you can serve that with a nice crisp salad, and that's a fantastic meal on its own, very simple to make, and you're going to love this.